Hello students, today I am going to talk about in this video about what we will going to study about dynamics. What is dynamics? So dynamics is a subject which deals with the accelerated motion of a body. In the static portion, we are not dealing with the acceleration, velocity, position and time. But in dynamics, we are going to study the object or a body in which is in motion. So the subject of dynamics will be presented in two parts. There are two types of dynamics, or you can say there are two branches of dynamics, which are kinematics and kinetics. So what is kinematics and what is kinetics? So kinematics, which treats only the geometric aspects of the motion, and the kinetics, which is the analysis of the forces causing the motion. So what are the forces which is producing motion in the body is the branch of dynamics that is called kinetics. So we are moving towards another definitions. So it's all about dynamics. So we are going to discuss what is the position. Obviously, when we are going to check the position of any particle or a body, so if it is in space or anywhere else, so we must have to take some reference axis, or you can say there must be origin of that position. So what we have to do, the magnitude of s is the distance from point O to the particle, usually measured in meters or feet. So if you see in this diagram what is happening over here, that what we have to do is that you can see a particle obviously moved from point O to this extent. So we will represent position with the S, and you can also represent it with D. And if it has direction, obviously it has direction, so we can represent it with R. So it's up to you. You want to represent it with S, D or R. So it is the position of a particle from the origin. So it must be in meters, or maybe in feet if it is a matrix system. So it must be in meters, or if it is a foot pound second unit, so obviously it is in feet. So this is the distance of the particle which it covers from origin up till here, that is s. So it is called the position, or it must have direction. It is moving towards the right or it is moving towards the left. So we also have to see that if it is moving towards right, so it must be positive. It is moving towards the left hand side, so it must be negative. So this is all about position. So I am moving towards the next slide. And what is it? It is displacement. So what is called displacement? The displacement of the particle is that defined as the change in its position. For example, if particle is moving from point O to P, and then it moves from point P to P dash, so it changes position. So for example, if the particle moves from point one point to another, so what does it mean by that? It is displacement of the particle. So you can see in this that delta s equals to s dash minus s. What is this? Let's see with this diagram. So let's be clear it. So what is this? From point O, a particle is moving from point O to P. So you can see this is particle P. It is moving from point O to P, and then it moves from this point to another point. So what does it mean by that? If I am going to say it's P dash, so what does it mean? If it covers the distance of S from up till here, and it is the next point, next particle is moving here. Okay, now what we have to do from if this particle moves from point O and then it moves up to further distance is, so it is the distance of this P dash is S dash from origin. So what does it mean by that? When I do S subtract S from S dash, so what I will get? I will get delta S. So this will be delta S. This is the difference between the particle P and P dash. So this will be delta S. So how can I find it out? When I S dash minus S. So this is the equation. From this, we will get the displacement. So the displacement of the particle is defined as the change in its position. For example, if the particle moves from one point to another. So I am moving towards the next slide, and this is velocity. So if the particles move through a displacement as during the time interval t, the average velocity of the particle during this time interval is what? velocity is equals to delta S over delta T, and we can also write that difference in S and difference divided by difference in T. So I can also write it that V equals to ds over change in displacement divided by change in time. And if you see this diagram, if a particle is moving with some velocity and its position is changing, so what does it mean by that? This is called velocity. So obviously, if a particle is moving, so it must be having some velocity. And if it is not changing, so it is velocity, simple velocity. If it is changing, so what will happen? So we are moving towards the next slide, and you can see what is acceleration. Acceleration is a vector quantity that is defined as the rate at which an object changes its velocity. So if you will see in this, average velocity, average acceleration is equals to delta v upon delta t, or you can also write that a equals to d square s upon dt square. And how can you do that? Let me tell you. You know that acceleration is equals to dv over dt. Is that clear to all of you? And you know very well that v is equals to ds over dt, means displacement change in distance or position, or it will be ds over dt. So what will happen? So this will be like this. So ultimately it will become like this. How is it so? D square s upon dt square. So this is the way to solve it out, and why we are going to say d square s upon dt square. And you can see in this diagram, if a particle is moving from one point to another point and its velocity is changing from v to v dash, so it will become acceleration. And its direction towards the right side, so it is acceleration. But its direction is towards the left hand side. So what does it mean by that? Negative acceleration. So the particle is slowing down or its speed is decreasing. The particle is said to be decelerating, is called negative acceleration, or you can say deceleration. And you have already studied all these things in your intermediate as well. If a particle is slowing down, its speed is decreasing. So the particle is decelerating, or it's called negative acceleration or deceleration. So you can see, if a particle's speed is slowing down, so what will happen? It will become negative acceleration. So its direction towards left hand side. So this is deceleration. Now I am moving towards one more thing. dt equals to ds over dv, and dv equals to dv upon a. How is it so? So let's start. For example, we have v equals to ds over dt. There are two equations we have derived before: change in distance or change in displacement divided by dt, and acceleration is equals to dv over dt. So what will happen? What we will do, then we will compare both the equation. How can we do that? So you can see here, dt equals to, we will bring this dt over here and we will be here, so it will become ds over v, and it will be like this. So what will happen? dt equals to dv over a. So when we compare both the equations, so what will becomes? It will become ds over v, and it will be dv over a. So when I bring it to here and we will bring it to here, so what will happen? ADS equals to VDV. So this is the way to derive this equation. So acceleration into change in displacement equals to velocity into change in velocity. So the next is constant acceleration. So what is happening with this? Let's start. When the acceleration is constant, each of the three kinematic equations, AC equals to dv over dt, So now when the acceleration is constant, each of the three kinematic equations AC equals to dv over dt, you can see here v equals to ds over dt, and AC ds equals to vdv can be integrated to obtain formula. It should be formula that relates AC, V and S. Velocity as a function of time. We have to find out the velocity equation in terms of time. So what we have to do, we will integrate AC equals to d over dt, dv over dt. Assuming that initial velocity v equals to v naught and t equals to 0. When t is equals to 0, so initial velocity is equals to v naught. So final velocity will be v and final time will be t. So what we have to do, we have to write down AC is equals to dv over dt. So what we have to do, so it will be dv equals to AC dt. So acceleration will become constant value, or you can take it as coefficient. So let me take another pointer color, and for example I'm taking black color, this one and this one. So it is equals to, its initial limit is v naught, its final limit is v, and its initial limit of time is 0 and final limit of time is t. So you can see this equation, and what will happen when we apply limits over here, so it will become, when I integrate it, so it will become v only, because power is increased in integration. So it will be like this. AC comes out as a coefficient, and t will, when we integrate dt, so it will become 0 to t, initial to final. So what will happen, v minus v naught, and it will become AC t minus 0. Is it done? So what will happen, we will bring v naught here, so it will become v equals to v naught plus ACT. So this is the way to drive the equation. So I am moving towards the next slide, so you will get the equation of acceleration. Now what we are going to do, we are going to find out the position in terms of time. So what we have to do, integrate v equals to ds over dt equals to v naught plus ACT. So we have this equation. So what we have to do, we have to write it down, ds over dt equals to v naught plus ACT. So what we have to do, we have to bring this dt here, and v naught is obviously the constant value. So what we have to do, initially s equals to s naught. So initial distance is s naught, final is s, and initial time is 0 and final time is t. So what we have to do, we have to write it down like this. ds is equals to v naught plus ACT dt. Then what we have to do, we will apply integration on the both sides. So what will happen, we will apply integration with the limits s naught to s. It will equals to v naught, it will come as a coefficient dt, and it will be 0 to t plus AC constant acceleration, and it will become 0 to t dt. It will be like this. So what we have to do, let me take another pointer color, red one, it will be more visible to you. So what we have to do, when we integrate it, so it will come out as, its initial s naught, final is s. So here v naught it will become t. After integrating 0 to t, here is t, so it will become 1 upon 2. You have to do integration over here. T square 0 to t. So when you apply the limit, it will become s minus s naught. Let me rub this because it is not clear to all of you. So let me take red color. S naught. It will be v naught t minus 0 when we apply the limit, and plus half, and it will become t square minus 0. So s minus s naught equals to v naught t. So s minus s naught equals to v naught t plus, we forgot to write down AC because AC is here, so we should write down AC also. AC. So plus half AC t square. So you will bring this s naught here, so it will become s equals to, finally the equation will be this, s equals to s naught plus v naught t plus half AC t square. So there must be AC because it is a coefficient. So you can see here that there is AC, then there is AC, and this should be because it is taken as coefficient. So hopefully it will be clear to all of you. This is the way to find out this equation. So I'm moving towards the next slide. So what we have to do in this equation, what we have to do, either solve for t in and substitute into equation 12 to 5 or integrate v dv equals to ac ds, assuming. So what we have to do, v dv equals to ac ds, assuming that initial velocity is v naught, final is v, and the distance or position is s naught, initial and final is s. So we will apply integration on both sides of this equation. So v naught to v, s naught to s. So it will become half of what it will become. So it will be 1 upon 2 v square. Its initial v naught, it will be v. AC comes as a constant, or you can say coefficient, and then this is s. So it will be s naught to s. When we apply limit over here, so what will happen? Half v square minus v naught square equals to AC s minus s square minus s naught square. Now v square minus v naught square, so we will bring 2 here, so it will become 2AC and s square minus s naught square. So what we have to do next, we will bring this v naught square towards here in the positive one, so it will become this equation. So v square equals to v naught square plus 2ace ss minus naught. So this will be the equation for the velocity as in terms of position. So this is the derivation. So I'm moving towards the next slide, and this is the numerical. You can see here the car on the left in the photo moves in a straight line such that for a short time its velocity is defined by v equals to 3t square plus 2t feet per second, where t is in seconds. Determine its position and acceleration when t equals to 3 seconds, when t equals to 0 and s equals to 0. So what is happening over here? A car is moving from point O origin up till here. Its distance from its back bumper is s, and there must be acceleration and velocity. So the equation for the acceleration is given to you, and you have to find what? You have to find the position and acceleration when time is 3 seconds. So what we have to do, let's start. Initial time is 0 and final time, initial distance is 0. So I'm moving towards the next slide. So what we have to do here, in this solution, what we are going to do, v equals to ft, the car's position can be determined from v equals to ds over dt, since this equation relates v as t, noting that s equals to 0 when time 0. So v equals to ds over dt, obviously we know that velocity is equals to distance, change in displacement divided by change in time is equals to 3t square plus 2t. It is given in the question. So you can see over here the equation is 3t square plus 2t equals to v. So v is equals to ds over dt. So we will compare both the equations. So here, what we will do, we are going to solve this. So in the next step, what we are going to do, ds is equals to 3t square plus 2t into dt. And we will apply a limit on both the side, integration, so 0 to s, 0 to t, and we will apply integration over here. So what we have to do in the second step, let me clear to you, it will come after integration s, so it will be limit is 0 to s. When we apply 3t integration on 3t square, so it will become 3 into 1 upon 3, so it will be t cube. So let me take eraser over here, and it will become what? 0 to t plus 2 into 1 upon 2 due to integration t square, 0 to t. You know how to apply the limits. So s minus s naught, s minus 0, 3 cancel. So it will be t cube minus 0, 2 cancel, t square minus 0. So s equals to t cube plus t square. So this will be the equation. So we get the equation of position. So what we have to do, we will put the value of time, and time is given is equals to 3 seconds in the question. So we have to find out the distance or the position at 3 seconds. So we will put 3 instead of t. So we will get the position 36 feet. And for velocity, what we have to, for acceleration, what we have to do, we have given, we have the equation of velocity is there. So acceleration is equals to dv over dt. We will put instead of v the equation. So which equation we are going to put? We will put the 3t square plus 2t square. Instead of this was given in the question. So when we put it here, so what it will become? 3t square plus 2t. So we will differentiate over here. So when we differentiate it, so it will become, it will become 3 to the 6 into t, because when differentiate it will, the value becomes less, plus 2, t will become power 0. So 6t plus 2 we will get it after differentiation. You have to do differentiation over here. So you will put the value of t equals to 3 seconds. So 6 into 3 plus 2 equals to 20 feet per second square. So this is the way to calculate acceleration and position here if the equation is given to you. So you have to do this procedure. So I'm moving towards the next slide. We have another question. A small projectile is fired vertically downward into a fluid medium, which is an initial velocity of 60 meters per second. So what does it mean by that? V naught is given to us, initial velocity. Due to the drag resistance of the fluid, the projectile experiences are deceleration. So it is in negative because it is having negative acceleration. So equation of acceleration is given to you, where v is in meter per second, determines the projectile's velocity and position at t equals to 4 seconds after it is fired. So what we have to do, you can see this diagram. A projectile is fired from downward, from upward to downward. in the fluid medium, and it covers the distance of s. So what we have to do, we have to find out its velocity and its position. And how can we do that? Equation of acceleration is given to you. So v naught is equals to 60 meter per second when time equals to 0. So a equals to dv over t equals to minus 0.4 v cube. You can see over here. This equation is given in the question. So what we will do, we will bring this here and we will bring this dt there. So the equation will become like this: dv upon minus 0.4 v cube equals to dt. And then we will apply integration on the both sides. So initial velocity is 60 meter per second, final is v, initial time is 0 and final time is t. So what we have to do, we will apply integration over here. And you know very well, we have to bring out as a coefficient minus 1 upon 0.4. And this is v minus, it will become v minus 3. So when you apply integration, so what will happen, you have to take it like this: 1 upon minus 3 plus 1, and v will become minus 3 plus 1. We will add 1 for integration. So what it will become? It will become minus 1 upon 2 v minus 2. So it will become 1 upon 2. It will be in downward. So what we have to write it down? It is v square. So it will become minus 1 upon 2 v square. You can see over here how is it come minus 1 upon 2, then 1 upon v square. So it's this one. And then you have to apply limits 60 to v. T minus 0, obviously there is nothing is there, so it will become t like this, 0 to t. It's all about integration. So when you apply the limit, so what will it become? So we will bring it out up. So minus 1 upon 0.8. We can write it over here. So what we have to do over here, so when we apply the limit here, so what it will become? 1 upon v square minus 1 upon 60 square. You can see over here. And this minus minus becomes plus. So 1 upon, when we multiply 2 into 0.5, so it will become 1 upon 0.8. 1 upon v square minus 1 upon 60 square. So what does it mean by that? Is equals to t. So when we apply the limit, it will become 1 upon v square minus 1 upon 60 square. So what we have to do, we have to bring out this v towards here. So how can we do that? So let me tell you. Let me discuss it here. How can you do that? First of all, you have to bring this 0.8 towards here. So it will become 1 upon v square. It is 1 upon 60 square. It will become 0.8t. Then we will bring this here. So it will become 1 upon v square. And it is 0.8t. 1 upon 60 square. What we have to do, we will transform it. It will become v square. And we will bring it down. So how can we do that? And one more thing we can do, that we can take under root. Or obviously we have to take it under root. But before that, what we have to do, we will bring it down. So how can we do that? Let me tell you. Or if you want it, so one more thing is an easier one. Okay, let me tell you this one. That is far more better than this. We will apply square root on both sides. So what it becomes? Because we need v now. So what we have to do? 1 upon v, and it will become down. It will become like this. 0, we are applying square root on the both sides. So what will happen? 1 upon 60 square. So it will have under root 1 upon 2. And when we bring it up, so it will become down. So what can I do? I will bring it down. So there is no need to bring it down. 0.8t. And when you bring it down, so it will become minus 1 upon 2. Minus 1 upon 2. So this is the way. This is simple solution. You can say it's up to you which thing is it looks easier to you, so you can do that, and then finally you will get this equation. This will be like this. So what we have to do, we will put the value of t in it, and t is given us in the question, that is 4 seconds. So we will put 4 seconds here, and we will get the value of velocity in meter per second. Now what does it mean by that? That velocity is getting down. Now I'm moving towards the next slide, and what we have to do now, s equals to 0 and time equals to 0, so v equals to ds over dt. We have write the equation here, this one. We will take this one here. So v equals to ds over dt equals to this. So ds is equals to, we will bring dt over here. We will bring this dt here. So in this equation, we will apply the integration on the both sides. So what will happen? 0 to s, so it will become s minus 0, so it will be s. Here what will happen? 1 upon, for integration, we will take minus 1 upon 2 plus 1. So it will become positive 1 upon 2. That's why it is coming out to be 2. So that's why it is written over here 2. And when we take differentiation of this, you can say integration. So 0.8 as a coefficient come outside. So what will happen? 2 upon 0.8 due to this 0.8t, because we will take it down. And what will happen? 1 upon 2. So it will also minus 1 upon 2 plus 1. So it will become positive 1 upon 2. So when we apply the limit over here 0 to t, so 1 upon 0 0.45, 0 0.4. And when we apply 0 here, so it will be only 1 upon 60 square plus 0.8t. So it will become 0. So this term will become 0 when we apply 0 here. So first we will apply t here. So this equation will remain same here. And then when we apply in this 0 limit, so this term will become 0. So only 1 upon 60 square left. So square is cancelled from the under root. So it will become minus 1 upon 60. So this is the equation you can see over here, and 2 upon 0.8 means you will cancel out 1 upon 0.4, it will get it. So what is t equals to 4 seconds, we have to put in this equation. So you have to put the 4 seconds here. So s equals to 4.43 meter, you will get it. So this is the all about, you have to calculate it. So there are some practice problems over here. You can do it yourself after practicing it, which I told you to do it. And how can you do that? So some equations are given to you, and you have to find out acceleration. Somewhere is distance is given to you. Then you have to find out velocity. So how can you do that? Now you can know it. That are some practice problems I have attached with this presentation. So hopefully you will understand it and you will be able to solve it. So these are some questions also. You have to perform it, solve it yourself. Then another question is this. These are the practice problems from the dynamics books of R.C. Hibbeler. So you can do it. Acceleration equation is given to you. So you have to find out velocity of the particle here. How can you do that? I told you the numericals before, so you will be able to solve it after doing those numericals. So first practice those numericals which I have discussed in this video. Then you have to come on these practice problems. If you have find any difficulty, so write in the comment box. So I will love to reply you and help you out. Thank you so much. and particle sum. This is another question in which velocity is given to you. The question. So bird is going. Thank you so much. Hopefully you will understand it. If you find any difficulty, I already told you, you can write in the comment box and I will love to reply you and tell you how can you solve it. Thank you so much.